Nothing like another week of Mountain Dew musings. And today, have I got a doozy for y'all. So, yesterday, Xbox and Bethesda had their developer direct, and as we're going to go into right now, they showed off about 5 different games, and most of them, for the most part, looked pretty good. I have to say, I was relatively impressed. This episode's just going to go over my general thoughts about the show, and if you like it, feel free to like and subscribe, comment if you so choose to, and let's get into it. So the first game they showed off was Minecraft Legends. Now, Minecraft Legends is something that I've been sort of interested in because I'm a big Minecraft fan, and uh, I've always liked how they're starting to branch out into more stuff with Minecraft Legends. They are now, it looks like they want to diversify the IP. And, you had that with Dungeons, with Minecraft Earth, if anyone remembers that. And then now Minecraft Legends, Minecraft Story Mode. They're trying to do a lot with this IP, and I'm all here for it. I like having spin offs of established games. I think those are pretty cool. So, Minecraft Legends is an action strategy game from Blackbird Interactive and Mojang Studios, and it's clear that this is going to be a big game. It retails for $40 on Microsoft Windows, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch. So if you play Minecraft on a platform that isn't Xbox or PC, you will be able to purchase this game and play with your friends. There is full crossplay for multiplayer. The campaign is multiplayer as well. And I'm thinking this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, the things that stuck out to me about Minecraft Legends were the base building and the multiplayer. So they're taking a very creative approach to multiplayer. So it's two teams building their big bases, and it's almost like a tower defense game, but now instead of just towers, it's full on base defense. And you have your own little personal army of mobs that you use to fight everyone. And what really stuck out to me about this was how they said teamwork and cooperation is key to winning. Now, I'm a big fan of co-op games. I love objective-based games. But one thing I can't stand in Call of Duty is when I'm playing Hardpoint or Domination and someone is just going for kills. They're not even racking up, points for the team. They're not helping us win. So that's one thing I was really excited to hear about Minecraft Legends is that it actually kind of punishes you if you try to go off and do your own thing. Coordination is key. And a cool thing about the multiplayer is that they're going to have the piglins, which are the main antagonists of the game, they're going to be an opposing force for both teams. So it's almost like a 1v1v1 sort of in terms of team balance. And I'm really excited to see how it goes with this. Either way, Minecraft Legends looking like a solid 8 out of 10 right now. I'm definitely going to be picking it up day one. Very excited for it, and I might even actually review it. Next off, we had Forza Motorsport. Now, this is a game I've been excited for since it was announced in 2020. I'm a big fan of racing games, and earlier this year I purchased Gran Turismo 7 for my PS5, and I was very underwhelmed. I probably should have paid attention to reviews, but I paid for this game, and I played it, and I was like, I don't really like this. This just doesn't, it's not fun. It feels like everything is a job. I can't. No, you're not allowed to drive this super cool BMW supercar. No, you have to start off with hot hatches and hatchbacks. Look, I love those races as much as the next guy, but I'm here for the cars that I can't drive in real life, the cars that I don't even trust myself behind the wheel of. So, McLarens, Fords, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and that was my big complaint with Gran Turismo 7. Forza, it looks like, is going to turn that all around by letting you basically add your own car. There's the Forza wing. Sorry. If you're not in the know, the Forza wing is like the worst spoiler in all the Forza games, and it's been there since around Forza Motorsport 5, which came out back in 2013. So, and I feel like it's kind of sad that after 10 years we're not getting rid of that. And anyway, I digress. So Forza Motorsport was very interesting to me because not only is it what they're touting is the most technically advanced racing game ever made, with 4K 60 FPS gameplay and real-time ray tracing while you're racing, unlike Gran Turismo 7, where the ray tracing is only in replays and photo mode. I was very I had very high expectations for this. But then we started getting some early comparisons between this and Gran Turismo 7, and for all my gripes with Gran Turismo 7, I cannot deny that it is a good-looking game, and the car models are some of the best in the business. According to Polyphony Digital, the developers of Gran Turismo, it takes over 200 days to make a single car model for the game because they have to laser scan it. They're basically doing everything. Now, I don't know what Turn 10's design processes is for cars, but what it looks like is that they actually designed them based off of like the actual designs. I don't think they laser scan them and just import them into the game like they do at Polyphony, because we saw earlier they showed off modeling a Ford GT, and it looked like they were just using a standard 3D editor and then just kind of going from there. Either way, the car models in Gran Turismo 7 have a significantly higher level of detail, but the cars look prettier in Forza. I don't know how it works. The environments Forza gets, hands down. Gran Turismo 7's environments are pitiful. They look terrible. But one thing I was very concerned about was they never showed us uncut gameplay of Forza. If you notice from the Minecraft Legends segment, it was a lot of they showed you the interface. They showed you actually like in the game. This right here that I'm talking over right now, that is the extent of gameplay that they showed of Forza Motorsport. Everything else was just cinematic shots and never any behind the wheel of the car, which concerns me because I'm thinking, okay, is this just going to be another copy and paste of Forza Motorsport 7, which is the worst Forza game ever released? It was just terrible. And I'm still more concerned because this game has 500 cars as opposed to Forza Motorsport's near 700 at launch, and then only 20 tracks as opposed to Forza 7's 32 at launch. So they really need to have a robust live service plan in place to keep this game updated, or else people are going to get bored with these tracks very quickly. Now, a couple wish list items for this. I'm really hoping we have a NASCAR segment for this because if you're in the racing community, NASCAR is just kind of the ugly stepchild of the racing game fandom. NASCAR games have never really been that good, and I really love Forza Motorsport 6's NASCAR expansion, so I'm hoping they do something similar to this, but on a big scale. They did say there's going to be a full-fledged single-player campaign for this, so I'm very excited for that. I love my single-player campaigns in racing games, and I'm hoping it's like you actually get to upgrade your car, like you can start out in any class. I hope it's very similar to 6, which had like my favorite campaign out of all of them. And now we're getting into the actual surprise announcement of the developer direct, Hi-Fi Rush. Now I played this game for about an hour last night at the time of this recording, and it's I'm just going to describe it. It's the most 7 out of 10 game I've ever played. It's not something that people are going to rush out and buy an Xbox for. It is an Xbox exclusive. I like the art style, but it it just wasn't hitting for me. It was fun, but there's not much else to it. I mean, it's just, I mean, I get a game is supposed to be fun, but there's no big story or anything. It's just kind of running around, and then the enemies are all copy and paste, uh, and it's the same control. It's just button mashing to get through the game. Because, see, there's no real skill that's required to land your attacks. I tested some different difficulty levels, and all they do is just make the enemies more spongy. I'm currently doing my normal playthrough on normal difficulty, and I haven't died once. It's that easy. And because they say all your attacks land on the beat. And I'm like, well, if all my attacks land on the beat, then what's the point of, you know, going to the beat of the game? And so I was a bit concerned when I played this, and it was okay. I'll admit, it was okay. But it's like me and a friend, we described the recent movie The Banshees of Inisherin as the most 8 out of 10 movie ever made. And I'm giving that title to this game also. It's good, but it's not something that's gonna, change anybody's mind about Xbox. And as you can see, a lot of the running in the game is like very slow. It's very weird because the gameplay is super fast. Like, the attacks and stuff are very fast. It's almost like Devil May Cry in that sense. But unlike Devil May Cry, you don't move around really fast. It's just normal run speed. But either way, I had some fun with it, but it's not the most like big game, and I get it's not supposed to be that. It's just a little side project from Tango Gameworks, and I'm glad people are liking it, and I hope it does well. It's currently number three on Steam in terms of top sellers, and that's really good to hear. And now we go into what was originally my eye roll portion of the show, The Elder Scrolls Online. I personally had no interest in The Elder Scrolls Online until they actually showed this off, and I was like, okay, hold up, let them cook, because this looks really good. And in the absence of no actual mainline Elder Scrolls games for the past 12 years, I decided I'd go ahead and pick up ESO on Steam. So I'm just going to be playing that for my Elder Scrolls fix. But at any rate, this is actually shaping up to be pretty cool. The new expansion is called Necrom, and it's set in a portion of the Morrowind uh, state in Tamriel that we haven't visited since Elder Scrolls Arena, which is, the first game way back from the 90s. So I think it's really cool that they're letting ZeniMax Online just kind of do their own thing with this location, and I'm really excited to see it. It comes out in June. It's the next expansion, and I couldn't be more excited for it. It looks really good. And for a game from 2014, ESO's graphics still hold up surprisingly well. I was very surprised, and I'm pretty sure they're running this on the new gen patch. So they updated it for the new Xboxes and then the PlayStation 5. And then I also think PC got a graphics update as well. So I was very excited to see them talking about this game. Uh, and that's all there is to it. I mean, there's not really much to explain about Elder Scrolls Online. I'm still a relatively new player to it. I did try it out on Xbox about a year ago, but I couldn't really get into it because I was still in a major Destiny fix at the time. But now, since I've kind of quit Destiny, I need another game that can siphon all my life from me. So, hoping that ESO can be that one because I really like the foundation of it. And so I'm hoping the Necrom expansion lands really well. And now we go to the part of the direct that landed like a wet fart as far as I'm concerned, because I absolutely cannot get excited for Redfall. This game doesn't do anything for me. I'm a big Far Cry fan. I like Back for Blood and Left 4 Dead, and people were like, "Oh, this game is one of those two. It's a cross between Left 4 Dead, vampires, and Far Cry." I'm not getting any of those vibes from this. Um, it looks like something. I'm in game design classes in college, and it looks like something that I would make for a project. It doesn't. This doesn't look like something that is supposed to sell you on an Xbox, and they're selling it for $70 as well. And there's gonna be people who say, "Oh, but it's on Game Pass." So yeah, but I mean, if this is the game that's supposed to make you rush out and grab a Game Pass subscription, what are they doing over there? Like, we're getting this, and we won't hear anything about Starfield. I'll reserve those thoughts for another day. But, this is not something I'm interested in. It just looks so bland. It's not anything I can get excited for. People are like, oh, it looks amazing. You're just hating. I mean, I don't want to hate on it. I wanted to like Redfall when I first saw it. And then when we saw gameplay at the Summer Showcase in 2022, the first thing that I noticed, because I've played first person shooters religiously for the past 5 years, really stretching all the way back to 2014 when I got Destiny, but I've started playing more recently. The first thing that I noticed was the stiff animations. I was like, okay, this is not going to be good at all, because if you cannot animate a sprinting animation that actually looks like you're sprinting and not just sliding around on the floor, I can't get excited for your game. The guns don't even look that good. It's like a weird cross between military weapons and then actual, fantasy weapons. It's pick your lane. Pick your lane here. And there's people saying, "Oh, well, Arcane hasn't made a bad game yet." And I'm thinking to myself, well, there's always a first time for everything. And this is not getting me excited the way Prey, Dishonored, and Deathloop did. Like, Deathloop is still my favorite game of 2021, and it's just like, I can't get excited for this. It looks so bland. I mean, the weapons have no impact. I mean, there's a part in the gameplay demo where they walked up to a vampire and literally 2 inches away from his face shot him with a shotgun. He just slumped over. And I'm thinking, okay, this is supposed to be a mature rated first person shooter. I mean, it's supposed to be, bloody and gory and stuff like that. Where's the head explosions? What's making it like, all goofy and stuff like Fallout? How can Fallout have better gore physics than this? And the last Fallout game we got was in 2015. Like, everything about this game just screams just bad to me. I don't think it's gonna do well. I mean, look at this. He's 2 inches away from him, and the shotgun doesn't blow his arm off or anything. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, how can these weapons have no impact? Anyways, and then there's another part in the demo where one of the players threw a mine right at a human enemy and blew it up, and the guy just ragdolled across the map. I'm like, he should be a pile of bones. A pile of bones and viscera. Like, that's not how explosives work. I mean, it feels like when you make games that don't have realistic shooting physics, it immediately takes all the immersion out of the game. And first person perspective is supposed to be the most immersive type of game. And here, you see the particle effects don't even look that good. This looks like a game that could have run on a base Xbox One or PS4. And the fact it's being locked to Xbox Series X and PC, and it's $70, mind you. And on PC, there's been some deliberation over the fact that it's using de novo DRM, which has historically been very bad in terms of how your game performs. I mean, this game looked like it was struggling to keep 60 frames per second throughout the demo. And I'm wondering, okay, if this is coming in this hot, it comes out on May 2nd. If this is coming in this hot, how bad is Starfield going to be when it launches? Because that's on one of the worst engines ever made, the Creation Engine. And that's supposed to be your big showcase exclusive for 2023? I don't know. I hope to be proven wrong. I hope when Redfall comes out it does well, because I never want a game to fail. Unless it actively is terrible, like Forspoken. Then yes, I want that game to fail because it's just a horrible game. But I just can't get excited for this game. And I wish I could. I might try it when it comes out, but that really depends on how reviews are. In conclusion, I'm gonna give this show a solid 6 thigh slaps out of 10. It just wasn't what I was looking for. I'm most looking for Starfield, and I know they said temper your expectations because Starfield's not going to be at the showcase, but I really wanted to be wowed by the other stuff that was there because my most anticipated game for this year is Starfield. And when you don't have that there, and I'm still going to watch your show, I want something that I can get hyped for in place of Starfield, to tide me over until we get a Starfield show. And Forza Motorsport's lack of a release date when it's supposed to come out in the next 6 months has me really worried. Redfall looking like it's going to be a hot mess when it drops. And Hi-Fi Rush just being the most 7 out of 10 game. I think it's safe to say this showcase was a little disappointing. I liked the format. I like listening to the developers talk. I know that format's not for everyone and a lot of people can get bored, but as a game developer in training, I actually kind of like hearing what devs have to say about their games. And to tie it all off, I am very excited for Minecraft Legends and Elder Scrolls Online Necrom. I think those are going to be really good when they come out. And I'm still excited for Forza. I just am a little concerned about some of the features that I've already touched on. So, thank you for watching this episode of Mountain Dew Musings. The can is almost dry, and we'll see you next time.